Welcome back. Vehicle owner Peter Augustine claims he is the victim of abuse of power by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Augustine says on the night of August the 3rd, shortly after 8 p.m., a police officer demanded the keys to his vehicle without warrant. He says days after the incident, he was visited by officers from the traffic department. The officers informed him that the vehicle is believed to have been involved in a traffic accident, which is currently under investigation. Sergeant Calixtus Shalmine of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force says the actions of the officers were indeed lawful.
Police can, without having, with the legislation that we have of late, that we can, if your vehicle is parked at your house and we believe that you have it for use, we can charge you for the offense. We will not maybe confiscate the vehicle, but in the aspect that you're talking about for investigations, we definitely can.
The confiscated car keys remain in the possession of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Augustine says he's currently seeking legal advice on the matter. Vendors continue to receive assistance through the OECS Regional Tourism Competitiveness Project to ensure the holistic development of the Castries market product. The Ministry of Tourism has hosted 3 training workshops for vendors in the Castries market as of the 4th of September. One vendor in particular says the training has been eye-opening and highly beneficial to his livelihood.
The Ministry of Tourism, through the OECS Regional Tourism Competitiveness Project, has hosted 3 vendor cohorts in the Castries Market Vendors Training Workshop. The workshop series is aimed at building the skills of vendors in tourism product development, marketing, product presentation, business development, and customer relations, thus ensuring that the Castries market is upgraded in its entirety. Castries vendor Milton Griffith says he appreciates the initiatives aimed at vendor development and believes that this workshop can directly address issues often experienced in the market.
I find this workshop is something great. This is something I was looking forward for a long time. I feel it will do a lot for me because I'm an artist and also a businessman, and there are some things that I'm lacking in, and I'm learning how to tackle these issues the right way. So this workshop is excellent. In the market, I'm not putting anybody down or anything. It's not, I don't find there's much unity. Okay, for instance, you got people come there, they have like 2 items on the stall, and they want to sell as you will have a lot. So they may come 2-3 days and they sell nothing. They say, me? Anybody come to my stall sell anything? So they start selling on the price. That is an individual thing in the market, and it's all about them coming to this workshop and being educated to what they're really doing. If they could learn that, it will be better.
Griffith says there is basic knowledge that every vendor should be equipped with in order to run their business successfully. He took the time to share what he has learned.
Okay, business is buying and selling. Okay, when you sell something, you gain a profit. As a person, you're supposed to take from when you sell. Say you buy something for $5. You sell for 15. You take out 5 with 2, 7, and you put it in the corner, right? The rest, you do your business with it. So you save $2 and you buy back something with that $5. So your business will always have something, but also you have $2 saved. So at the end of the day, you come out as a winner.
Griffith encourages other vendors to take advantage of opportunities for training. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Although the Guyana Amazon Warriors triumphed over the St. Lucia Zouks at the Caribbean Premier League match held in Guyana on the 5th of September, the match was keenly contested, with the Guyana Amazon Warriors only defeating the Zouks by 13 runs. During a recent press conference, skipper Darren Sammy spoke of revitalizing the franchise with a winning spirit. Solange Alfred tells us more.
What will it take to bring out the St. Lucian crowd in large numbers to come support home team the St. Lucia Zouks? Skipper Darren Sammy says a winning performance by the team should ignite a blaze with the home crowd. The first matchup with Guyana Warriors versus St. Lucia Zouks offered viewers a taste of the squad's potential under new coach James Foster. Sammy, who spoke with press before heading off to play the team's away matches, offered up insight into what is to be expected from him with his charismatic leadership style.
When I step out on the rope, on the field, like I said, it's always 100% commitment. I see this tournament as a way back for me into the international setup. With all what that has transpired earlier this year with, West Indies administration and selection policy. I still feel I have a contribution to make to the senior team in 2020 cricket. So I take this CPL as my way back, through performance into the international team. But, if we as a franchise do well, or when we do well, that would be made possible. So it's about going out there and leading from the front, and making sure we win cricket matches. And once we do so, the rest will take care of itself.
St. Lucia Zooks came up against some big names with the Guyana Warriors in the persons of Kimo Paul and Chris Green, who had a 48-run partnership. An undeniable partnership lies in the person of Sammy and the St. Lucian cricketer Johnson Charles. However, with Charles playing for Barbados Tridents, Sammy says it will be a no-holds-barred situation when the teams face off on Friday, September 20th at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds.
Ideally, I would want to be playing with Johnson. It's another factor that would, bring, fans to the the stands. But situations beyond our control, that's why it's the CPL. You're not tied into one country. It depends on how the draft goes. But I always wish well for Johnson. I hope he performs when he plays against us. But when Zooks wins, that's all I want. But it will be good competition. But I guess it was the same for Gale or Pollard when they were playing in different franchises. But look, I have a strong feeling about Zooks. I know I've said that before, but this year, I just have a strong feeling. It's the year where things are gonna happen. We just have to wait for it.
Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad will play host to the upcoming matchup of Trinbago Knight Riders versus St. Lucia Zooks on Sunday, 8th September. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you, Solange. The journalist at the center of a snubbing incident involving Prime Minister Alan Chasney is breaking her silence on the incident and is agreeing with a former minister who called for public officers to have thicker skin. Janika Simon says she's not expecting an apology, however, she would gladly accept one if it came her way.
Days after former SLP Minister James Fletcher called on the Prime Minister Alan Chasney to apologize for snubbing news editor Janika Simon, the journalist at the center of the controversy has finally spoken out. Simon revealed that this was not her first snubbing from the Prime Minister, and that in fact on the same day that she was chastised by Housing Minister Guy Joseph on June 11th, she was also ignored by the PM shortly afterwards. Giving her take on the issue of government officials behaving in such a manner, Simon said it is unfortunate as it is an insult to the people of St. Lucia.
I think it's important for him to realize that I am not asking on my own behalf, although I do have a right to do so. I am a citizen of St. Lucia and he is my Prime Minister. But I am also asking my questions on behalf of the thousands of viewers of my station. I try my best to ask questions that I think my viewers are interested in, about topics that I believe are in the public interest, that they have a right to know about. And so for him to blatantly disrespect the viewers of my station, I think is very unfortunate, especially given the fact that he is the leader of our government. He holds what is basically the highest position in the land.
The PM was called upon to issue an apology, as it would be seen as a positive step towards mending the volatile relationship between the local media and the government of St. Lucia. Simon said in no way is she expecting one, even though an apology would be the gracious thing to do, but she would gladly accept it if one was preferred to her. With that said, however, she continued on to explain that this sort of behavior is unacceptable and should not be tolerated.
I do not think that this is acceptable behavior. I think that this is extremely childish and extremely petty, and it is well beneath the standard of behavior that I would expect for somebody who claims to represent me as a St. Lucian. So no, I do not think it is acceptable behavior, and I do agree with Dr. Fletcher that people in public office need to understand that when press come with questions, they may not be the most comfortable questions in the world, but they have an obligation to the people who elected them to provide information about what they are doing every day on their job, representing us. And I say us because a lot of people have claimed that I am a secret politician or I have some sort of crazy bias. But at the end of the day, the government was elected to serve all 185,000 of us St. Lucians. I am a St. Lucian. The Prime Minister is my Prime Minister. The Minister of Economic Development is my Minister of Economic Development. And I have the right to find out whether or not their actions are in keeping with what they said before or what they said they would do. That is my job as a member of the press, and that is my right as a citizen.
When asked whether the relationship between the two entities is indeed fixable, Simon said it will never be smooth sailing. However, a level of mutual respect is a must.
The relationship between the press and the public officers is an adversarial one, but that does not necessarily mean that it has to be antagonistic, right? Our job is to find out information that perhaps public officials may not want out there. And so that's where the adversarial relationship comes in. Whether the relationship can be mended, once you treat people with respect, I think that that's all that needs to be done. Questions are going to come. People are going to press you. People might even troll you, if they do not have a genuine, a genuine interest at heart. But you can treat people with respect, even though you don't like what they have to say or you don't agree with their point of view. And I think that that is what the people in office need to remember at all times. They are representing the country, and so they need to have respect for the country's citizens, and they need to treat people with the respect that they deserve.
Simon admitted that a thicker skin is needed in this line of business. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Tennyson Glasgow is up next with all the sporting action.